here we begin with the most important topic, second important. First in the CMA final, if we say it is MAT, which is compulsorily asked. In the international taxation, it is transfer pricing. But here, in 70 marks of your syllabus, charitable trust is the topic from which repeated questions are being asked. Okay? Charitable trust, if you say, just we completed the topic, that is return of income. Trust should file the return if they want to avail exemption. And because trust is having lot of income and they want to avail exemptions, then they have to get their books of accounts also audited. That's what we know about trust from inter till our return of income. Today is the first class of trust. So in my own way, I will give you overview. And this chapter, we are dividing into three parts. One is the core concept of this topic, which I am teaching you now. Very important for MCQs. From tomorrow, the next class, we will be starting problems for anonymous donations and problems full-fledged for the trust. Okay, this is the income, this is applied, what is the taxable income, calculate the income of the trust. That's the second part. Third part of this topic, which we will do in the last class for this chapter, that is the registration part, and there is the most important amendment. Until now, the trust were registered under 12AA for unlimited period. But we all know how trust does. Okay, what is the literal meaning of trust? Can you say? Have you come across any trust around you? Use the chat box, unmute and speak up in the class. Absolutely fine. What do you mean by trust? Have you come across any trust around? Yes? Say. Trust का meaning है क्या? All the charitable and religious activities are done under trust. If you see the name of any temple, gurudwara, church, mosque, it's all trust. The school and college where you must have studied. Huh? Like suppose my students right now are in Bhadroka College. So Bhadroka College we know, but it is Shyamla Devi, this trust. St. Joseph's Convent, it is a trust. Bharti Vidya Bhavans is a trust. And in trust, they have Bhavans School. So, schools, colleges, spiritual activity, art of living trust. In Hyderabad, we have Ram Krishna Mutt Trust, ISKCON Temple Trust, TTD. India is one of the biggest trust, and today is the year ending last day. So just yesterday, they have come up with a target that next year, even the trust and temples are having target. What is going to be their income from donations, from auction of hair, from laddus? They've made all targets. It's all in crores. So now these trusts, first of all, should they maintain the books of accounts? Yes. Should they get their books of accounts audited? Yes. So there's an immensely new procedure now for registration of a trust. I will teach it at the end, but that's the latest amendment. And now they say every trust can be registered maximum for how many years? 5 years. After that, to continue the registration, the trust needs to renew the registration. So now, you come in the eyes of the Commissioner of Income Tax, okay, 5 years you have formed the trust for this purpose. Are you actually doing the activity for which you have formed, and so on. So like this is, you should have the practical knowledge of trust, and then exam oriented quality good problems we will solve in class. Okay? Yes. All social service activities or any, like I go usually for a walk at this Osmania University nearby to my house, and there they have bird watching association. Some lake cleaning groups are being formed nowadays. So they take free fees from the members, and through that fees collected, they do social activities. So all these are covered under trust. So now how is the trust formed and how the income is done? What kind of income can trust have? Everything is covered in your syllabus in, say, three sections. That is section 11, 12 and 30. Clear? Section 11, 12 and 30. These are the three sections in which all your details of the trust are covered. So let us check this up now. One second. Can you see the screen? I have shared my screen as a board. And now everything we are talking about trust is covered in section 11, 12 and 13. Okay, section 11 is giving all the conditions subject to which the trust will get all exemptions. Section 12 is talking about the registration details. 13 is talking about what are the cases wherein trust registration can be cancelled. What all trustees should not do and all. So now the word trust is faith, or we all know belief. So whenever these social activities are started, first of all comes into play trust deed. They make a document called as trust deed in which they will make all the bylaws. Okay, this will be the annual fees, this is going to be the exempt. We are forming this trust to procure, to protect the monuments in Hyderabad, Charminar and Golconda and all. We will try to educate people and protect these monuments. Just giving an example. So they will form trust deed which will work for public benefit. When the trust is working for public benefit, it is called as what? Public trust. Okay, can there be a private family trust? Answer is yes. There can be private trust. At the end, I'll tell you what is the concept and the taxability of the private trust. Okay, right. So there are public trust, there are private trust, and there is a trust deed. Okay. Now, though all these trust deed, public benefit, private trust, all these is clear, this is governed. Who will govern now? When I say about company, who is running the day-to-day, the show of the companies? The board of directors, the MDs. If I talk about partnership firm, who is running the show? Working partner. If it is an LLP, designated partner. Like that, trust is run by, amongst the member, they appoint trustees. Suppose if there are 100 members, out of 100 we say, oh, you 5 are senior members, lot of experience, chalo, you be the trustees. And trustees keeps on changing. That will also be written in the trust deed or bylaws. Every 3 years the directors or the trustees of the trust will change, like that. Okay, and then trust will be formed with an object. So the pumping heart of this topic is, what is the object of the trust? What is the object of the trust? Yes. So object of the trust can be any social object, benefit or of poor, medical relief, yoga, or any other object. Okay. But if once the trust is formed, whatever activity they do for earning or spending, it should be formed for the object of the trust. So this object of the trust we will discuss detail. They need to maintain proper books of accounts. They need to get it audited. They need to file the return so that they can avail exemption benefits and pay zero tax in spite of huge income. Okay. Now, trust have got rule that whatever is the income of the trust. Now, let us say what is going to be the trust income. Can the trust have salary income? No. Can the trust have property income? Yes, very well. Huh? The college in which you are studying, evening 6 to 8, they give it to a music academy. And that music academy is giving coaching to students and they are paying rental. So can we have rental income in case of trust? Yes. Can we have business income? Yes. Ramdev Baba's Patanjali Yogpit Trust is formed to teach yoga classes. But they have a business of making medicines and all and giving it while their camp is going on, books, medicines. Ramakrishna Math is formed with Swami Vivekananda's mission to share all the knowledge, all his knowledge. All courses are also being conducted in such way. Now, important is when this is being done, do Ramakrishna Math have sale counter also? Yes, books, pens, and stationery and calendars and many things are available. So, of course, they have business income. Can they have capital gain? Answer is yes. Definitely, a trust can have capital gain if they have properties or plots and they buy it, sell it. They will have assets. So, they have, and they have in other source. Do they get income from voluntary donations? Yes, taxable. Next is tomorrow we are going to do this topic in detail. Anonymous donations. Is it taxable? Yes. Gumnam donation जिसमें किसी का नाम नहीं है. You know, please listen, the trust is always paying tax according to slab rates. Trust comes under this AOP and all. So always they are paying the tax under slab rates. Only for Gumnam donations, they are paying the tax at flat 30%. Voluntary donations. Do trust receive donations? Yes. You donate in TTD and also that's like voluntary donations, anonymous donations. Third kind of donations, very important, lot of amendment in this, and they are called as corpus donations, not taxable. Now, what do you mean by corpus donations? Corpus donations are like capital. For example, if it is a proprietorship concern, you know what is capital? Like that, corpus donation is not income. It is treated as capital receipt, CR. It is treated as capital receipt and directly capitalized in the books. You know, sometimes suppose my son is clearing 10th class from the school and as a gratitude, I give 10 projectors to the school for their classrooms. So, or I give 5 lakh rupees for library development or lab development or computer lab. So, this donation is not their voluntary or general income. This donation I am giving that keep it for your lab fund. So, directly this donation bank account debit to lab fund, and till the corpus donation is not used, it has to be invested in modes given in section 11.5, which we will discuss now. Today is the background and procedural part. Tomorrow is all problems. Are you getting what is corpus donation? It's like a capital for a trust. And then corpus donation. So I have donated 5 lakh rupees to develop the lab. अब 5 लाख रुपए में lab तो नहीं बनना है. So they put this fund in FDs, lab FD. And interest is also added in the corpus fund donation for lab. Some more people, when they accumulate 50 lakhs, out of this lab fund, they may actually make a lab. So corpus donations are not taxable. Voluntary donations are taxable. And anonymous donations, Gumnam donations are definitely taxable at flat 30%. So you all got idea about what kind of income a trust is getting. Now, trust gets exemption. Say trust has earned rupees 1 lakh as income, gross receipts minus the admin expenses and all. Then trust has got a rule that they can freely accumulate 15% of their income. 1 lakh rupees trust has got 15% they can freely accumulate. Okay. Freely they can accumulate 15%, and of 1 lakh, that is 15,000, no need to spend, and they need to spend 85% of the donations received. They need to spend word is not good. They need to apply and then it will be exempt. So if trust has earned 1 lakh rupees, 15% is free, accumulated. 85,000 they need to spend. But ma'am, sorry, we could spend only 60,000. Okay, 25,000 is the income of the trust. Pay the tax. Okay, right? Now, once we know that the thumb rule is trust will get 15% accumulation and 85% should be applied. In applied, what is the definition? This is the core important part for problem solving also and for MCQ also. How the trust can apply the income? Can they do their routine revenue expense? Answer is yes. Can they spend for capital expenditure? Can they buy plant and machinery, projector, laptop, building, this, that? Yes. But if whole expenditure, capital expenditure, say building, is taken, is allowed, then depreciation is not allowed. Am I right? This we study in business head, 35D everywhere. In the charitable trust, income is 1 lakh. 15,000 to gaya. Out of 85, 80,000 they have purchased a building. Now whole building cost is allowed as expense. Will you again claim depreciation? Take a pause. You all are studying indirect taxes also. On the building capitalized, you have paid GST. Either you can take input tax credit for the GST or you can add GST to building and depreciate. You can't take both. I hope the relevant example is clear. So revenue expense allowed, capital expense allowed. And can they donate to other trust? Superb. This is asked so much in MCQs. Mark it important. Can they donate to other trust? Is it going to be allowed if they donate to other trust? Answer is yes. They can donate to other trust. But kaise? Like suppose we are in Hyderabad and we are talking about ISKCON temple and there is some natural calamity in Uttarakhand. So there the temples are affected and from Hyderabad temple we are sending the funds to Uttarakhand temple. Is it allowed as our expense? Yes. So donations to other trust, voluntary donations allowed. Corpus donation, NA, not allowed. I am earning 100, 50 I am donating to other temple. I am earning 100, 50 I am donating to other temple. And 50 is allowed as expense. But 50 is income for the Uttarakhand, no. I am earning 100, 50 I am giving corpus donations to Uttarakhand. And for Uttarakhand temple, corpus donations are exempt. So government will not get tax benefit. So if I donate to other temple, it is allowed. Corpus donations, it is not allowed. Okay. Revenue expenses allowed, capital expense. और भी थोड़ी चीजें हैं इसमें, you know, when you donate out of the fund and reimburse. So this much is the base level knowledge which you need. Any doubt in this? Ask me. Ask me if you have any doubt. All base level is clear to all of you? Object of the trust and corpus donations and all. Right? Clear? So now we are very clear with the background ki what is trust. So now let us understand one concept and problem. From exam point of view, anonymous donations and aggregate. Aggregate, how to compute the income of a trust is generally asked for 7 to 8 marks and very scoring. So for that, I am reading from our material. Let us check it. What happened? One second. Huh? I thought I'd all completed it. Yeah, voluntary donations are taxable at all income of the trust. Just now I told you, no, rental income, voluntary donations, All is taxable at the slab rates. Capital gain at the special income special rate. Anonymous donations at 30%. Okay? One second, I thought I had opened the file and kept it ready. It's more than 300 pages, no? When we say it for about the material. Yes, here we will go from. There can be various kinds of the trust, various kind of trust income are there. The best examples I have given you is your school, colleges, hospitals. All these are under the trust always. Like nearby to my house, we have CC Shroff Hospital. It is under a trust. Right. Income of religious or charitable trust or institution is exempt under section 1011. Trust must be created. Trust must be created in accordance with law. Now, what is a trust? It is obligation annexed to ownership arising out of confidence declared and accepted by the owner for the benefit of the other person. So, other persons, all the members of the trust are called as what? Beneficiaries. Just understand the meaning of all this, and you can write here R for reading, where this is to be learned exactly because this is the latest amendment. I've already given it in bold. Author of the trust, the person who repossesses or declares the confidence and creates a trust. Author of the trust means the you can say founder of the trust. Whenever we decide, okay, or ye zameen pe ek temple banayenge, so we have founders. Founder members are who will take permissions, who will put in money, all efforts to form the trust. Later, can the author of the trust become trustee or the founder member? Answer is yes. Beneficiaries for whose benefit? For example, Ramakrishna Math is for the benefit of all students. They have age group, that this age group should be trained in all the ways, public speaking, yoga, this, that. So much of training programs are going on. Trustees are the people. See, trust किसी की private property तो है नहीं. The name itself says it's a public trust. For example, let us take, dear students, example of ICAI. I am a chartered accountant. I am a member of ICAI. ICAI Hyderabad chapter is having properties, building, projector, chair, furniture, and so many things. So should there be trustees who will caretake the properly? The fund is used for object of the trust and properties are properly kept and all? Yes. Okay? Beneficiaries for whose benefit trustee who accepts the confidence, trust property which is set aside for the benefit of the member, instrument of the trust, I call it as trust deed. In in cooperative societies we call it as bylaws. In companies we call it as articles of association, where all rules and all are given. No trust in relation to immovable property can be framed unless and until there's an instrument in writing signed by author or by will of the author. However, such instrument is not required in case of a movable property when the property is transferred to the trustees. Okay? So, movable property means not a problem, but if there is immovable property, definitely they should have it. Now, charitable purpose. Mark this as very important and you should learn it word to word. इसको 5 star खिलाओ, KitKat खिलाओ. As per section 2, clause 15, charitable purpose. Trust should be formed for charitable purpose. Religious purpose, so we are very clear now. Temples and all. Charitable purpose. It could be relief of poor. That you are doing you're collecting money from people and doing some midday meal program or education. Some poor children or someone you are doing. Education, yoga, medical relief, preservation of the environment. When we go to forest and all, people are forming trust and they are providing pumps, water pumps and water shades and all for wildlife over there. And preservation of monuments or places of artistic interest or historical interest, and the advancement of any other object of general public utility. Clear? So charitable purpose is very well clear to all of you. It is relief of poor, education, yoga, medical relief, preservation of environment, monuments, and any other object, advancement of any other. इसको discuss करेंगे. Advancement of any other object of general public utility. So general public doesn't mean it should be for all. For example, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, it is a trust, but it is working only for the members. After qualifying, we are the members of ICA. You all will become the members of the Cost Accountant Institute. So is it for the general public utility? Yes. But general public utility in a wider range can have category of the people. Public trust where the benefit is for general public. Private trust where it is governed by Indian Trust Act and it is for the benefit of some family members. Okay. In this chapter, you will be studying section 11, exemption. What will happen or what conditions will happen so that the income of the trust will be exempt. Section 12, exemption of income derived from trust from voluntary contributions, donations and all. 12AB is registration. This is completely revamped. Earlier, all the trust, the registration was done for lifetime in 12AA. Now, as I said, it's only for 5 years. Withdrawal of exemption under section 11 and 12. Section 13 is saying if any of the trust is not working for the object of the trust, cancel their registration. If the trustees are misusing the fund or assets of the trust, gone. So section 13 is the shadow side or negative side of this chapter, we can say. 13A and B I have added. Sometimes 1 mark nice questions are asked. How will you assess the income of a political party? Registered political parties are there under Representative People's Act, like we have BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party. These are all registered political party. This we will do later. And now reverse, I am going, what is this 1023C? Trust can be registered under 12AB or it can be registered under 1023. Exemption of income received by any person on behalf of universities, education institute or hospital if aggregate annual receipts do not exceed 1 crore. So if it is a university, hospital, school, college where the income does not exceed 1 crore, they can claim exemption under 1023C. In all the other cases, exemption under section 11. This is like or, yeah. Dono ki conditions and all are almost same. Any doubt in this first page? This whole page is for the reading. I know I'm talking little bit more in depth, but uske bina, when you solve the problems, ma'am, why this, why that? When you are donating to other trust, you want to take it as applied? Yes. But if it is donated to other trust corpus fund, not allowed. Super duper easy and scoring the problems are. Yeah. Chalo. Conditions for exemption. Theory question. What all conditions trust should satisfy so that they get exemption? The gist of the whole topic. There must be property held under a trust. There must be a trust. Okay. And purpose of the trust should be clear. Charitable, religious, lawful. Can we form trust with a unlawful purpose and then say trust hai na, hamare paas to pura document hai. Arey, but in the name of trust you are doing illegal activity. It is not allowed. Okay. Just 1 second. Read this please. Yeah. So there should be property. There should be trust. And purpose of the trust should be charitable or religious. You know, sometimes charitable and religious go together. For example, Goshala. Goshala has temple also, and Goshala, they collect charitable activities for the animals and they themselves also donate. So like this, it can be a combination, but it should all be for lawful purpose. Trust should be registered. If the trust is not registered, they will not get any benefit of exemption. Books of accounts of trust are required to be audited if before exemption under 11 and 12 income exceeds. For example, trust key income is 5 lakh, but out of that 4 lakh 80,000, so they have applied. So taxable income is 20,000. What is the tax on 20,000? Nil. Trust is paying the tax on slab rates. But before the exemption, was the income of the trust above the basic exemption 5 lakh? Yes. Then it has to be registered. All clear to all of you, and they have to file the return. Is my example clear? 5 lakh trust ki income hai before exemption. After exemption, it's like peanuts, 40,000 and all. Do they need to file the return? Yes. Do they need to get the books of accounts audited by 30th September? Yes. And last date of filing the return for trust is 31st October. Whenever you come here, I want all of you to write section 139 4A. All the trusts are registered and they have to file the return under section 139 4A. You remember? 139 1 basic return, 3 loss return, then belated return, revised return, like that. Income must be applied for the purpose of the trust. Income must be applied for the purpose of the trust. Application of income. Just now I told you. Any amount credited or paid to any other trust being contribution with a specific direction that they shall form part of corpus of trust is not allowed. MCQ, यहाँ पे लिखो. While teaching, I'll tell you, this is theory question, this is MCQ. Can one trust give donation to another trust? Yes. Is it taken as applied? Yes. But it has to be voluntary. If it is corpus donation, it's not allowed. While computing income of trust, the provisions of 40AIA, 40A3 you need to take care of. Oh, चलते हैं business head. We are assessing whose income? Trust ka income. Under section 40AI. 40AI says what? You all remember? It says that if you make payment to someone in India and if TDS is to be deducted, if you don't deduct TDS, 30% of that expense is allowed. You remember or not? I had to pay you 10 rupees, deduct 1 rupee, pay to government and actually pay you 9. By mistake, sorry, I paid you full 10. So 30% of that expense is disallowed now. When I deduct the TDS in that year, it will be allowed. Payment outside India without TDS, 100%. Same way, 48.3 says payment above 10,000 should be made by electronic mode. You remember or not? If not, I am here to teach you from the scratch. Many students have had gap from inter. Just today afternoon, I talked with inter students who cleared both the groups in January 23. And I was literally telling them that the smart thing is you write direct taxes, GST, these exams in the December 23. Because right now your income tax, GST is all fresh. Again, 1 more year's gap and again amendments will come. If you are doing internship, ठीक है, but फिर भी gap नहीं होना चाहिए. Other subjects, you know, like accounts we do from foundation, debit, credit, inter में partnership accounts, and what you have done branch accounting. In final, you are doing as amalgamation of companies. But income tax, you need to know. So what is this 10,000 concept? It says related to business if you're doing any expenditure, revenue or capital. 10,000 or above in a single day. If you want to pay anyone, it has to be through account pay check RTGS, NIFT, online modes of payment. Not in cash, not by direct check. See, if I pay you 18,000 rupees salary on a single day in cash, can I say, okay, ma'am, 10,000 tak to allow karo, 8,000? No, whole 18,000 is disallowed. So these are business head provisions. They are applicable to trust also. I told you, no, trust is also doing business. They will maintain separate books of accounts for their business activity. Return of income is to be furnished under 139(4)(a), and trust created after should satisfy further conditions. It should not be created for benefit of particular community or religion. Can we have temples and we say only Hindus are allowed? Nothing. None of the religious places. Being Hindu, can I go to the mosque also, to church also? Are there any restrictions? No, because these are all what? Public trust. No part of income should be applied directly or indirectly for the benefit of the specified person. Who are the specified person? Founder members, author of the trust. Don't apply any income for the benefit of the author of the trust because they are trustees, caretakers. Its property should be wholly owned for charitable purpose. Right. So now, if they ask you theory conditions, what are conditions? There should be trust, there should be property, trust should be registered, books of account should be audited, returns should be filed, they should apply the income for proper purpose. You know, in brief, you can write these 5-6 points which are essential for the trust so that whatever income they apply, 85% is exempt under the trust. One part of the topic is over. I am here only. Read it from the screen. Any term or any of my example, if you feel I've gone fast, not clear, ask me. Yeah. Read it, and then ask me. Okay. Yeah, we should discuss advancement wala objective also. I'll come to that. Trust must be created either for religious or charitable purpose and lawful purpose. But under lawful, can the trust do business? Answer is yes. I told you Art of Living is taking like meditation classes. But along with that, they have a books and DVDs and other store. So are they actually doing business? Yes. Patanjali Yogpit Ramdev Baba is teaching yoga. But along with that, is he having the sale counter for the books, for the kadas and the medicines? Yes. So they can do all the activities which are charitable, religious and lawful. Then it is allowed. Okay? So charitable purpose includes relief of poor, yoga and all. We need to talk little more about advancement of any other object. Except advancement of any other object shall not be a charitable purpose if it involves carrying on of activity in the nature of business or service, irrespective of the use or application or retention, unless such activity is undertaken in course of actual carrying out, and aggregate receipt from this activity do not exceed 20 lakhs. Of the total receipts of the trust. किसके लिए applicable है? See, if your object is education, yoga, and through that you are having 50% business income, no problem. Absolutely no problem. तो फिर problem कहाँ पे है? Where the problem is? Problem is if you are having your object as advancement of any other object of general public utility, then your business activity should not be more than 20% of the receipts. Ma'am, but agar zyada ho gaya to business, you will not be set to have charitable identity for that year. You will lose all exemptions, section 11, and you'll have to pay full tax. Ma'am, will the registration also be cancelled? Answer is no. If the receipt exceed 20%, registration will remain. Exemption under section 11 will be denied. You can write here full tax. They have to pay full tax. I'll give one example. And then I want all of you to write that example. Gross receipts. Gross receipts, and let us say case 1, case 2, case 3. If you're not having the material, you can write in your notebook. If this is fitted in your mind, when you are understanding the concept right now, take 10 minutes. But if this comes in the form of MCQ in exam, 3 hours, you need to complete the paper. So, like 1 minute, it should click and you should move ahead. Gross receipt, case 1, case 2, case 3. Let us say your gross receipts is 10 lakhs. And this is only for advancement of other, ठीक है, उसको ये applicable है. And your business income is say 1.5 lakh. Is it exceeding 2 lakh? Answer is no. So is the charitable trust registration valid? Answer is yes. I'll give you time to write. I'm also speaking continuously. आज morning भी live class था इंटर वालों के लिए, तो I'll also get a break. And just a second, 1 minute. Okay, now let us take the next example. Suppose the advancement of any other object of general public utility, that's what you have formed for, and say your business income is 4 lakhs. Is the trust registration valid? No. Will the registration be cancelled? No. For this year, the registration is not valid and you will not get the benefit of section 11 exemption. You'll have to pay full to tax. Now, case 3. 10 lakhs. What is the business income? Say 50,000. Is the trust ka registration valid? Answer is yes, because it has not exceeded 20. Any more examples or doubt in your mind? Can you all please write this and then ask me doubts? And most welcome if someone says, ma'am, can we add case 4? I will give you the data. Most welcome. Just check this 2 minutes. Is this clear? Bolo. Nice, no? This kind of question is already asked in MCQ. Itna bada nahi, 3 out of this any one case. I want to repeat. If the trust is formed not with an object of yoga or relief of poor or medical, but it is formed for advancement of any other object of general public utility, in that case, the business receipts should not exceed more than 20% of the gross receipts of the trust. If it exceeds, for that year, trust will not get any exemption. Full income will be taxable at tax slab rates and they'll have to pay the tax. But registration will not be cancelled. It will still be valid. In this regard, it is to be noted that 1021 exempts certain conditions income of Scientific Research Association. 1023 is for universities, schools, hospitals, education institute. ये सब हमने देखा है. But either 1023C में exemption मिलता है. If you want, you can write here. Or exempt under section 11. कोई भी एक में. You can take exemption under 1023C or you can take the exemption under this 11, whatever it may be. Okay, right. And when I say formed for general public utility, it has to be for a broader class. But it's not everything open for all the public. For example, I told we have sale tax bar association like GST practitioners association. So who is going to be benefited? Only GST practitioners. Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of India, only cost accountant. Is it for the general public? Yes, but in a broader way. So if the object is not intended to give the relief of poor or education, it may be treated as charitable purpose if it causes advancement of general public utility pertaining to whole class or at a larger level. Okay? Charitable purpose also includes promotion of games and sports. In Hyderabad, we have YMCA, Narayanguda and Sikandrabad, where children can come and learn karate and all different volleyball, basketball. All these comes and their activities are exempt. A trust meant for the benefit of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backward classes, yes, it is eligible. You can't say, ma'am, it is for a particular caste and creed, but it's very broad, then it is allowed. Trust must be created for charitable religious purpose which promotes international welfare in India, in which India is interested, it shall be eligible. Okay. Private trust held for religious purpose is not eligible for exemption. However, a public trust held for religious purpose is exemption. Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, they have huge houses, and inside they house they make a religious temple, a part of the open plot, and they said only we and our family members and our close friends can visit. Is it a charitable or religious purpose? Answer is no. It is private. But if the same religious purpose is for general public, as I told you, temple, church, gurudwara, mosque, all, then the income is exempt. Let us take up past exams question which has been asked for 5 marks. Exactly the question, and because it's a commenting question. One more thing I am saying, let us say we are going to do assessment procedure and all. Wherever it is commenting questions in my material, I have printed answer also, so that you get the command on the language. This material, each and every page is made with lot of update और जो एग्जाम में आता है उसके relevance के साथ. Like math answers are not there, I'll be solving every question in the class. Some live classes and 1 or 2 topic recorded lectures I will add on. Clear to all of you? Sure. Now let us read this question and the language also how it is asked. Is my speed fine? Are you all following? किसी को कोई doubt है? Last half an hour we are just juggling with the object of the trust. It should be charitable or religious and lawful. Lawful object. Clear? Sure. An institute having its main object as advancement of general public utility received 30 lakhs from an activity in the nature of trade. You have to answer this. Total receipt, don't check the answer, you answer it. Total receipts of the trust including donations. Our donations are like voluntary income. 140 lakhs, yes. It is applied 85% of the total receipts from such activity during the same year for the main object. Okay. What would be the tax consequence of such receipt and application thereof? Check. Why the trust is formed with what object? Advancement. How much is their income from business or trade? 30 lakh. And what is the total income? 140 lakhs. So will they get tax benefit or exemption? Milega ya nahi milega? What is your answer? Will they get the benefit? Yes or no? Read the question and answer, please. One second. You read the question, interpret it. Yes. What would be the answer? Did you understand the question or not? If you have formed the trust with advancement of other general public utility, you should not do business activities more than 20% of the gross receipts. So 20% of 140 lakhs comes to 28 lakhs. But what is your business receipts? 30 lakhs. So answer for the first one is trust will not get the exemption under section 11 for this year, but registration will remain intact. Registration won't be cancelled. Yes. As the main object of the trust is advancement, institute will lose its charitable trust only for this year. Language in the exam should be crystal clear. You all are final students now and you know it. It is just the looseness of the mind. कि कोई पूछे तो हम loosely answer बोलते हैं. Actually we can hit the answer कि अब वो सामने वाला भी सोचे कि इसको और क्या पूछूं. Since it has received 30 lakhs from an activity in the nature of trade, which exceeds 28 lakhs being 20% of the total receipt undertaking, application of 85% during the year would not help in retaining the charitable trust. See, they did say कि 85% of the income is applied for the object of trust. उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You will not get any exemption. Institute will lose its charitable status and consequently benefit of exemption, irrespective of the fact that approval is not withdrawn and registration is not cancelled. Registration will remain, but you will lose the charitable status. You will not get section 11 exemption and you will end up paying full tax. All clear to all of you? Next. What would be your answer if the institution's total receipts is 150 lakhs? 150 ka 20% 30 lakhs? Yes. All income will be exempt. They will be treated as charitable. 85% utilized. Sab benefit milega. If the total receipts 150 lakhs, institute receives 30 lakhs, it is in the nature of trade, then it will not lose the charitable status. Institute can claim exemption subject to fulfillment of other conditions. Further, such activity should also be undertaken in the course of actual carrying out of such advancement. The restrictions regarding carrying on a trading activity for cess, fee or other consideration will not apply. Sorry, I'm reading the next one. Second wala to clear hai na? What would be the answer if the main object is relief of the poor? Now, main object is not advancement of any other object, but relief of the poor. And the institute is getting 30 lakhs when income is 120. So 140 ka 20%, all that doesn't apply only. ये जो 20% वाला logic है ना कि if it doesn't satisfy exemption चला जाएगा, सब taxable होगा, all that is applicable if the object of the trust is advancement of any other object of public utility, general public utility. Here no restrictions, no problem. The restriction regarding carrying on of trading activity, fee or consideration will not apply if the main object of institute is relief of poor. Therefore, receipt of 30 lakhs from trading activity will not affect its charitable status. Even if it exceeds 20%, ma'am, 20% se to zyada ho gaya, such institution can still claim the exemption subject to all the other conditions given in 11-12 satisfied. 11 में conditions है अभी हमने देखे 12 में है कि trust should be registered, it should file return, they should maintain separate books of accounts for business. It's a superb question and I feel they can ask you the same question. That's why all language and everything mark it important. And can you just say इसको पढ़ो, try to answer the next one also. There will be some days when we are just discussing. There will be some days when we are reading. There will be some classes wherein the class will start and end with calculations. Just we will use the calculator and solve the problems. Because, if someone says ki income tax, direct taxation is a practical subject, answer is no. Is it a theory subject? Answer is no. It's an analytical subject where you analyze the act, apply that and solve problem. Followed? Is this question and language very clear? I think the third one is the most superb. It says that your gross receipts are 140 lakhs from the relief of poor, but your business is 30 lakhs. It has exceeded 20%. No problem. Still, you will get exemption. The 20% logic is only if the object of the trust is not relief of poor, yoga, and all. It is advancement of general public utility. Is the logic clear? Advancement of general public utility? Chalo. Now, second question. An institute having yoga as its main object is registered under 12A and total receipts for financial year is 40 lakhs, out of which receipts from the business activity is 10 lakhs. Now discuss whether the institution would continue to retain its charitable trust and be eligible for exemption under section 11. Okay. So what is the total receipts? 40 lakhs. Look at the screen. And what is their business income? 40 lakh का 20%. मतलब 8 lakh से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए तो 10 lakh है. Whether the institute would continue the charitable status? What is the answer? Yes or no? An exemption will be allowed or not? First you answer this much. I want to see the answer in the chat box. If you are using mobile phone, not able to answer, unmute and speak up in the class. Absolutely no problem. Bolo. Trust is registered for yoga. Gross receipts are 40 lakhs and business activities are 10 lakh. Discuss whether the institute would continue to retain the charitable status. Yes or no. Will they get the exemption? Answer is yes. Answer is not no, dear. Answer is yes. They will get the exemption. Discuss whether the institute would continue to retail the charitable trust and will they get the exemption? Answer is yes. They will get the exemption. What's the reason why they will get the exemption? Because trust is formed with the object as yoga. And yoga, relief of poor, medical, in सब के लिए that 20% is not applicable. Would your answer be different if the above institution is advancement for any other object and the receipts are towards the object? Answer is yes. Then no exemption. Because gross receipts ka more than 20% is business income. So no exemption. Registration will be intact. Registration will not be cancelled, but exemption to nahi milega. Now you all got it. See, dear students, some of you are still doing the mistake. You know, it's okay. This is your own room. You have come to learn here. As a teacher, when I'm asking you, you all are using chat box, tuck, 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 all answers are coming. So it is not testing your knowledge. I am here to teach you. But see how in-depth our understanding. ऊपर ऊपर से पढ़े तो एक का दूसरा समझते. This is like law. So if it is formed with the object of yoga and all those objects which are covered into section 15, then no problem. It will still get exemption. But if it is formed for advancement of any other object of general public utility, then they will not get the exemption. Because gross receipts का 20% तो cross हो गया. ठीक है? Meaning of lawful purpose. The trust shall not be treated as lawful if the purpose for which it is created is forbidden. See, from last 1 hour I am telling you, trust should be for a lawful purpose, hai na? So what is lawful purpose? It should not be forbidden by law. It should not be fraudulent. कोई cheating नहीं होना चाहिए. It is not regarded as immoral or opposed to public policy. Huh? कि चलो we will form a group and we will do bagavat against this and all. कोई गलत activities के लिए you are not forming the trust, and it should not cause injury to others. So if you take care of these points, that means it's for a lawful purpose. Just give it a reading. If you don't learn the terms, no problem. Chalo. Now, exemption. We said, already we have discussed this in the introduction, but I want to read out. 11(1)(a), income of property held under a trust for religious shall be exempt if any amount credited or paid to other trust, being contribution with a specific direction that they shall form part of corpus, it shall not be treated as application. Already clear हो गया, corpus के लिए दिए तो no exemption. You can write here no exemption because it is forming corpus of the other trust. Voluntary donations by one trust to other trust allowed. Whatever I am writing, UD 3D 5D makeup of your book, बिल्कुल लिखो ये सब. Can one trust give donations to another trust voluntary? Allowed. Corpus के लिए no exemption, not allowed. And in order to claim exemption, trust must apply its income for charitable purpose. Anything, capital or revenue, but actual may you'll have to pay it. This is an amendment from this year, very important. You can write it as latest amendment. इसको लिखो latest amendment. Okay. Now, what does it say? Income which is not applied for the purpose for which charitable trust is created is not eligible for exemption. In short, whatever you say you have applied, you have to actually pay for it. You cannot keep it accrual and outstanding salary to outstanding salary and claim it as applied. If it's a revenue expense or if it is a capital expense, some must be actually paid. But ma'am, this is my gross receipts, 100 rupees. I have applied to purchase asset purchased rupees 20 with loan. देखो एग्जाम्पल थोड़ा इनडेप्थ है बट बहुत अच्छा है. एनोनिमस डोनेशन से पूरा पैरा अभी छोड़ दो, कल करेंगे. It's fun solving questions of anonymous donations, but little more in depth you all need to go. First check this with me. What did I say? Trust का gross receipts कितना था? 100 rupees. They applied asset purchase 20 lakhs loan लेके. Now have you actually paid? No. You took loan taken 20 rupees and you have purchased applied. Can it be treated as asset purchase 20 lakhs? I'm writing here not treated as applied. Is my writing an example clear? If not, tell me, I'll go to the notebook and make it. Gross receipts of the trust is 100. You loan, you have taken 20 rupees. You have applied to purchase the asset purchase 20 through loan, not treated as applied. But this year, EMI of the loan paid rupees 2. Every year 2 rupees you will pay for 10 years. Now, is this treated as applied? Answer is yes. Are my example clear? कि नोटबुक में लिखूं? Frankly बोलो, क्योंकि आपको भी लिखना है. You should write this in your notebook. Because the promise is you should actually apply, no? You are saying, ma'am, income आया ना, देखो ये खर्चा किए, ये किए, capital किए, revenue किए. अरे but spend. You can't take loan and apply and buy a car and assets and all and say we have applied. Where did you apply? Loan से खरीदा, उसको थोड़ी applied बोलोगे. It's very in-depth. Like this, many concepts are there. Not clearly written in the language, but then they are very important. This one is written, आगे भी आएगा, है, मैंने कहीं ना कहीं इसको बोल्ड में ऐड की हूँ आगे. Are you writing this as an example? It's very nice, huh? This example. Anonymous donations you leave. Free accumulation, I already told you. Just this is a rule. Trust is allowed to accumulate 50% of income without application. They jama kar sakte hain. 50% accumulation trust need not apply. It's allowed. Yes. Compute the taxable income of the trust. That I will do. पहले ये करते हैं, notes regarding the income and application. I think if I do this and solve one problem, it would be enough for today. Another 15 minutes. As per section 12.1, any voluntary contributions made with a specific direction that they shall form part of the corpus received, okay, it shall be deemed to be the income of the trust. Voluntary donations are income, not being corpus donations. Corpus donations. So you can write like this: voluntary donations, income. Corpus donations, not income. It is not treated as income. Clear? Contributions made with a specific direction that they shall form part of the corpus shall not be treated as income. Subject to conditions that voluntary contributions are invested or deposited in one of the form. Corpus donations are actually income, but we are exempting. We are saying it's like a capital receipt, but promise you should put it, invest it in 11.5 mode, then only they are exempt. Corpus donations are not income, they are applied, provided either they are used for the purpose for which they have come or they have been invested in the mode given. 11.5 का mode एक list है, वो हम कल पढ़ेंगे. Contributions made with specific direction that they shall form part of the corpus shall not be treated as income. हमको जो corpus donation मिले हैं, subject to conditions that these donations are invested in the specific mode in 11.5. Application for charitable or religious purpose from corpus donation shall be treated as application. Income for charitable or however amount not so treated as application shall be treated as application in the previous year in which amount is invested back into one or more forms. 11.5 specifically for such corpus from the income of that year and to such. अरे बाप रे, इसको भी example के साथ, and this time I missed keeping a gap for the example. This is all related to, I'll explain this concept in the notebook. You can write example in notebook, refer, and I'm drawing one nice example in the notebook. ये देखो, corpus donation की बात करते हैं. Corpus donation received. Write down. Can you all please write running notes with me? Corpus donations received. Number 1, exempt if applied or invested in mode under section 11.5. अच्छा है, clear है? 11.5 में they have given the mode. You can make FDs, you can put in this market and all. ठीक है? Exempt if applied or invested in the mode under section 11.5. Now next point I want you to write. Suppose example, corpus donation received rupees 100. Okay, it is exempt provided you invest it in 11.5. Now here applied rupees 20. You have to apply out of voluntary donations. प्रॉपर्टी इनकम रूटीन इनकम में से 85% अप्लाई करना है. कॉर्पस तो खुद ही एग्जेम्प्ट है. व्हाट यू विल अप्लाई फ्रॉम दैट? बट आउट ऑफ कॉर्पस डोनेशंस 20 rupees you have applied. Will it be allowed? I am writing here not allowed as application. 20 rupees is not treated as application because this is not applied from voluntary donations and all. It is applied from corpus donations. Now, I'm writing here next year. Next year, what is happening? Rupees 20 income transferred to corpus donation. Corpus donation, how much you have received, dear students? 100. 80 rupees you invested in safe mode. 20 rupees you applied. And you are juggling, मैम 20 को अलाउ करो. बिल्कुल अलाउ नहीं करेंगे. जो इनकम ही नहीं है उसको एप्लीकेशन में क्यों अलाउ करें? We will not allow. Next year 20 rupees you receive normal income. Next year rupees 20 income you have received and you have transferred it to the corporate corpus donations. Now income is applied or not indirectly? Take a pause. आराम से analyze करो. Is as good as normal income applied. Allowed? Yes. Normal income transferred to corpus donations and corpus donations allowed. Now rupees 20 applied, allowed. I'll read out again that bit. First you write down this example and write over there reference करके. Clear? Finish taking it down. You want me to revise or then I'll stop the screen and go to the main material and read from there. See, the concepts are very in-depth, but once you digest, it's not going to be difficult for you. Yeah, I'll repeat once, definitely. Yeah. Corpus donations received. Look at the screen. You have received corpus donations and you have to apply it in 11.5 safe mode, 80 rupees, no exemption. 20 rupees you applied actually for the object of the trust, not allowed. But next year you receive 20 rupees normal income. Okay. and then you have transferred it to corpus fund. Now will 20 rupees be allowed as expense? Answer is yes. Thoda sa tricky hai, but is it clear or not? Now let us read it from here. इसको पढ़ते हैं फिर से. Application for charitable or religious purpose from such corpus donation shall be treated as application of income for charitable or religious purpose. However, the amount not so treated as application shall be treated as application for charitable or religious purpose in the previous year in which amount is invested or deposited back in one or more modes maintained specifically for corpus, and from income of that year and to such extent of deposit it will be allowed. So this is one of the income. Next is value of services, medication, education, fees of the school children, patients se jo fees lete hain, provided by trust running hospital and all shall be deemed to be the income of the trust. Business income. Trust can carry out the business activities. Yes, it should be incidental to object of the trust. If trust is formed relief of poor and you are doing selling water pouches, not allowed. Your business should be related to the object of the trust, because trust ka object paise kamana nahi hai. Trust needs to maintain separate books of accounts. Purpose of the trust must meet the relief of poor. Property held under a trust includes business undertaking. AO has power to determine income of such undertaking. And in case so determine excess of income as shown in accounts, and such excess shall be deemed to be applied for purpose other than charitable. So they should have proper ki haan itna income hai, itna apply kiya and all. Grant received from government is also income of the trust. जो ट्रस्ट को जो ग्रांट मिलते हैं ना, those grant are also income of the trust. Chalo, now are the incomes clear? What new point you have learned? Voluntary contribution income, rental income, property income, business income. Only corpus donations not income, even if they have applied. Now application. Can you apply for revenue expense? Yes. Capital expense? Yes. But if capital expenditure is allowed on the same, you cannot claim depreciation. Payment of tax is also treated as application of income. Yes. Loan granted to poor person for medical treatment shall be treated as application. However, such loan is repaid, it shall be treated as income. वो लोन अलग है जो हम ऊपर बात कर रहे थे. That loan you have taken for purchase of asset. Here you have given education loan to someone out of the trust कि पढ़ना, and from your salary you repay the loan. They may or may not, but ऐसे when people help someone from education बोल के देते ना, ये लो 5 लाख रुपए, अच्छी पढ़ाई करो और जब जॉब लग जाए ना तो वापस दे के जाना. So suppose if that loan is repaid by that person, will it be treated as income of the trust? Yes. Where any income is required to be applied or set apart, then for the purpose of income shall be determined without any deduction allowance by way of depreciation. Same point repeated. Depreciation or otherwise in respect of asset acquisition of which has been claimed as application. Asset acquired is only claimed as expense. Then can you claim depreciation on that? Answer is no. If donation is given to other trust registered under 12AB as corpus donations, it's not allowed. I know few points like you may be saying, ma'am, ये तीसरी बार लिखा है आपने material में, but important है. Few things are to be understood. Few things are to be learned. Chew करके खा जाना है. One of this is this point. Application for charitable or religious purpose from any loan or borrowing shall be treated. ये ना 21-22 के amendments है, बहुत important है. You have applied from any loan or borrowing. Loan लिया और फिर कार खरीदी trust के लिए. Can you take it as applied? No. But loan liya 20 lakhs, car kharidi 20 lakh, but for that 2 lakh rupees EMI you have paid from income earned. 2 lakh is allowed. Answer is yes. Mark this super duper important for MCQs. Do let me know in message if it is overdose and you know my way of teaching. The next class, more than 10 minutes, I would be revising all this. Application for charitable or religious purpose from any loan or borrowings shall not be treated as application for charitable or religious purpose in previous year, in which loan or borrowing thereof, part thereof, is repaid from income of that year and to the extent of such repayment. एक मिनट, कहीं लैंग्वेज में थोड़ा फर्क है, 1 second. Application for charitable or religious purpose from any loan or borrowing shall not be treated as application in the previous year in which loan or borrowing is repaid from the income of that year and to the extent of repayment it is allowed. To the year of repayment it is allowed. Clear? Any amount credited out of income exempted, referred to intent being contribution with specific direction corpus, तो वो नहीं मिलेगा. It shall not be. And calculation of income required to be applied or accumulated during, this is a super point. Sometimes trust का income 85 है और applied 100 होता है. कुछ पुराना भी पड़ा है वो भी apply कर लिया. Ma'am, income is 85, applied is 100. Can I say 15 excess applied carry forward to be set off next year? Answer is no. कोई carry forward नहीं होता, कोई set off नहीं होता. Calculation of income required to be applied or accumulated during previous year shall be made without any set off or deduction or allowance of any excess application of any of the year. Last year's excess, neither it can be brought forward or carry forward or set off. Are you getting? Last year your income was 5 lakh but you have applied 6 lakh. कुछ और भी किधर से आया and all that. Can you say 1 lakh negative चल रहा है? Answer is no. So here I want to stop the concepts what I have taught. It's like a marathon class. Charitable trust इतना मजा आता है ना. Anonymous donation problems are like super scoring in exam. And unless you are not perfect with the second class anonymous donations, I can't go to the total income problems. Because in that both the flavors will be there. Combos का जमाना है, किसी को plain ice cream खानी ही नहीं है. Huh? So the trust is going to have anonymous donation income. It's going to have voluntary corpus. Quality good problems we will do for the total income, but first you be perfect in this. Chalo, let us take up some simple problems. As I said, carry forward and all is not allowed. So, usse related, we will do problem number 4. Dekho, on screen. Compute the taxable income of the trust. Income from voluntary contribution. Is it taxable? Yes. Other than voluntary contribution? Yes. Voluntary contribution? Yes. Voluntary contribution in the corpus? No, it's not income. And income is applied. So income received is 6 lakh and applied is 450. Can you calculate what is going to be the taxable income? इसको notebook में करते हैं. Problem number 4 and we are doing it right now. Reading part is clear. It's a very simple problem. Problem number 4 in your notebook. Examples भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, अच्छे से करके रखो. Problem number 4, computation of income of a trust. Particulars and 3 cases are given. Make sure you practice it. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Income other than voluntary contribution. So your other income, I am writing as other income. How much is it? 4 lakh. Please do vertical, copy mat karo. Vertify karoge to galti ho jayegi. Voluntary contributions. Is it my income? Yes. 1 lakh rupees bilkul meri income hai. Corpus donations exempt hai. You can write and put it blank. or chalo better hai, or we have to write a note. Corpus donation received exempt, and you can write it as exempt. So what is your total receipts or income? 5 lakh. Are you all with me? Now, how much freely you can accumulate? आप जमा कर सकते हैं. Free accumulation. How much is it allowed? 15%. So 75,000. Is it coming? 75,000. So what is the balance which you need to apply? 4,25,000. How much you have applied? Less income applied, hence exempt. 85% इनकम आपको अप्लाई करना है और उसको एग्जेम्प्ट करना है. तो 85% कितना आ रहा है? आपने कितना अप्लाई किए? प्लीज चेक द प्रॉब्लम. If you're not having the problem, I will just share the screen so that quickly you can read. See, this one is the exempt and you have applied how much? 4,50,000 you have applied. So 4,50,000. Can you write full 4,50,000? Answer is no. Bilkul bhi no. Only 425. And what will be the taxable income or the total income of the trust? It is nil. Total income of the trust is nil. Nice, clear to all of you. Presentation, logic. Let us do the second case together. Third, you will do it on your own. Income is 5 lakh. Other income. Voluntary donations 80,000. Corporate donations exempt. So this is 5,80,000. उसका 15%. Pick up your calculators. दीप्ति मैम बहुत गलती करते हैं कैलकुलेशन में. आप कैलकुलेट करो. 4,93,000. Income applied. 493 के सामने 493 अप्लाई किया. Good. So the income is nil. Do the third one on your own and tell me the answer. I'm sharing the screen for the question. Do it on your own and answer. Share karo. Final answer. Taxable. Done? What is the answer? 15 lakhs is your income? Yes. 2 lakh? Yes. 17 lakh ka 15% you can set aside. And remaining you need to apply. But they've just applied 2 lakh. So what is the taxable income? Good, good, good. Yes. So easy. Will they ask such easy question for 5 marks? Answer is no. Out of this one case, they will give in the form of MCQ. But dear students, for you all, MCQs are also for 2 marks each. So definitely you'll have to do all the working properly for MCQs. I'll copy from your book. Bolo answer. First is 15 lakhs, then it is 2 lakhs. Corpus donations तो नहीं है, तो 17 lakhs का 15%. 2,55,000 मजे करो, no problem. 14,45,000 you should apply. Yes. But in 1445, how much you have applied? Only 2 lakh. So what will be the taxable income? 12,45,000. Very good. So happy to see the chat box. Very good. You all are correct. And 12,45,000 is the income. You know, the tricky part was here. Here your income to be applied is 425, but you have applied 450. So अगर कोई पुराना scanner देखोगे ना, excess application can be carry forward and set off all that. No, the last point which I covered is that only. You cannot carry forward any incomes. बिल्कुल. Excess application you cannot carry forward and set off. Did you all follow the first class for the trust? Concept, base, theory, that language of the first problem अच्छे से करो. If it is object advancement of any other 20% wala logic, yes. If it is yoga and all, 20% doesn't apply. Don't bother. They will still get exemption and the trust registration will continue. Huh? So the next target is anonymous donations problem along with some more theory concepts, and then we will go for the total income problems. Okay? Any doubt in today's class? Tomorrow, Saturday, we are never going to take a class and gear up. Enough time I have given last Friday only. We completed the portion for the first booster program. Your first chapter wise exam is on this Sunday. It is for all the basics, marginal relief, unutilized basic exemption, everything your basic chapter and your alternative minimum tax and your new tax regime and old tax regime. So based on this is your first exam because that is very important. Look at the January 2023 question paper. So many questions were asked from inter level. एक salary में से, एक house property में से, एक ऐसे. So that's why I have given you free viewing of all the revision lectures of inter. Watch them and revise all your concepts. अब जब हम नॉन रेसिडेंट करेंगे मैम ATTTA क्या था मालूम नहीं है. When we do this business mat and all, losses, कौन सा loss किस में set off होता है, salary and business loss you cannot set off. So like this basic provision should be clear to you. If there is a gap, absolutely no problem, revise it right from the beginning. Okay, all of you are going to write the exam on this Sunday. For Sunday test, there's in the app itself, there's a column for subjective test. Paper will be uploaded. You can download the paper. Honestly write the exam as if you're sitting in front of me. I know. घर में कोई तो एक कॉर्नर होगा, नहीं तो जहां पे सीढ़ियां खत्म होती है, टेरेस शुरू होता है ना, वो प्लेस बड़ा पीसफुल रहता है. तो संडे अर्ली मॉर्निंग और संडे आफ्टरनून, वॉट एवर यू वांट टू राइट, Monday morning you have to make a PDF with your name and question paper number. I'll be giving QP1, QP2. You have to upload it in the app. We will download, correct the papers, and we will be discussing in the live Zoom class. Okay? वो class कब होगा, कैसे होगा, I'll tell you. And suggested answers after 11 o'clock on Monday, I'll be adding it in the app itself so that I will to correct your papers and give you. But you yourself also correct कि कहाँ गलती हुई है. Then there is no chance of you not getting super duper exemption in income tax. Okay? That's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you.